I don't believe in cutting somebody else's backyard, right? But I guarantee you, if you dig deep into the current mirror, you'll find, interesting things, if not worse. It's not about the hard things that we went through in life. The common denominator, and I think what should resonate with the Brits there is the common denominator is everyone has been through some dark, ugly times. Therefore, that makes you perfect because you've been honest with them. You haven't hid from them. Even before you probably had ideals of running for mayor, you are already being honest. So it's not like, as they're trying to do this quote unquote smear campaign, it's not like you prepared like, oh, I'm going to out myself first before they do. This is just who you are. And, for everyone there in Great Britain, I think they should understand that, hey, this man is brutally honest. And you know what? He's just like us. He's went through ups and downs and so on. So there's a common denominator in that he can speak for us instead of someone who hides behind cloak and dagger, or we don't know the darkness or whatever he's been through, or just not even darkness, just trials and tribulations. I hate, I don't like equating my color with negativity,
Yeah.
so I'm just going to say, the ups and downs, because we all
Yeah.
have been through ups and downs, and it's it's a sliding ruler. So I don't think that's a negative thing. They can try to smear or bring that up as much as you want. I think you should spin that as a positive thing because, yeah, I'm of the people and for the people. I'm one of you, and I want to speak for you, unlike someone else who acts like they're so pristine and so high and mighty that they can't come down and like I see you. I watch your videos. You come and you talk to the common people. You're
Yeah.
not so uppity where you need that, and all that stuff. So, this isn't, I get it. This isn't about, me help campaigning you for mayor and everything. Like I just got to be brutally honest. Anybody who followed me or watched my show on you, that's just me. I'm just being brutally honest about that.
Yeah, I think the press and the political parties don't know what to do with me because, again, first of all, I've got these digital platforms to where I can already connect with millions of people, which they're not used
Right.
to. Actually, I think it was Flex. I think 1.7 million Londoners knew who I was out of 9.5 before I even started, which is kind of new for a mayor. Then they
Mm,
see this guy in the suits with an American accent, but yet I'm willing to go down and shake hands and talk to anybody on the streets. And I've gone, I think, over 5,000 miles. We've driven our bus basically to every single borough of London. There's 32 areas of London. And I've been down there, and people are like, oh, we didn't expect you were going to be here talking to
right.
us, hanging out with
Right.
us, listening to our problems. So they're starting to figure out who I am. And I guess, like everyone in this world, people aren't who you think they are. They're not what they look like. They're not what they seem. Everyone has that three dimensionality to them, and
Sure.
so I'm out there just trying to listen to people and trying to find out what are you struggling with, what are you challenged with, and every person's different. Every area of the city's different.
Sure.
And I think the mayor's job is he has two jobs. The mayor just has two simple jobs: to listen and to serve, and then
Mm,
to listen and to serve. And so I'm really naive when it comes to this, and I think is one of my greatest assets is because I don't know how it's supposed to work. I don't belong to a party. I don't have donors from corporates. I'm just like, if I was going to do this job the best I could, how would I do it? I would do it
right.
this way. So I spent like 8 months researching all the problems of London. I feel like I got a PhD in the London's problems. And all these people behind the scenes have felt kind of my energy and they want to help. That's the weird part.
Right.
I got senior police officers that want to help me, people from the transport department, people from parliament. So it's been almost a beautiful thing, Flex. And just to see there's really good people out there that
Yeah.
want the best for their city. And I see what's happening in America. There's a lot of people fighting, like there's team A versus team B, and it seems like it's becoming almost like a war. And we're not there yet in London, but I want to make sure we don't. And I just want to go out to everybody and say, you know what? We all want the same thing. We all want what's best for our kids. We all want to. We
Yeah.
all love this city. Let's just do the right things. And I think people kind of feel that. But
Yeah.
it's been interesting. It's been a real interesting
Yeah.
learning experience.
That's the common denominator around the entire world. I've traveled the world. I've been blessed to travel the world for the last, geez, like 3 decades. And when I went to Russia just a couple of years ago, obviously, that's very interesting for me to go in these times, and that was my third trip. And you know, I went to Red Square and I just hung out, with my translator. And I had people from so many different ages up to in their 80s and 90s just sit down and shake my hand and just say, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for not just buying into all the preliminary BS. And they sat there and they would just tell me their story. I've always been so interested in Russia because, like England, it's the beginning of time, of civilization. And, it was very interesting because the common denominator was these people aren't of the government, of all the BS, of all the games that you have to play and everything like that. So I think it's again, it's an interesting thing that you're doing that because you don't have to be involved. You're not a part of that, quote unquote game playing and everything like that. And same with India, going into just the rough areas of India, the slums, and I did a tour there. And just, you hear about all this negative things and this, that, and the other, but just some of the most beautifulest people in the world. Obviously they're extremely poor and have a really, really rough life. But it really cut me to the core because I'm walking through there and I'm watching kids run around either in their diapers, no shoes or no pants. And all they did was smile and just wanted to just touch me and smile. And I'm like, oh my God, you can't, they might be poor as far as wealth, but man, they are rich as far as love and beauty. And just to find out that, in that the slumlords, I forgot, it's hundreds of millions of dollars that they put back into the economy because of all the work they do there. So you can't judge a book by its cover. And same thing when I went to South Africa. I went to South Africa in a very, very heated time back in '97. And I really had to sit there when I was invited and say, do I want to go, based on everything I heard and the whole craziness that's been going on with quote unquote, the country where my ancestors came from. And from my traveling and everything, I just said, what are the chances that everything I hear, just like the government and United States, is not all true? What if it's, a bunch of BS and smoke and mirrors? So, from the Tom Cruise movie, I said, I'm just going to go with my eyes wide shut.